All right, let's bring in our guest for this hour. Joining us live here in studio, we have criminal defense attorney Jessica Ledingham. You are licensed in quite a few places, D.C., New York, Maryland, and Nebraska. Thanks for being on the program with us.
Thank you so much for being here. I love being on the program. So.
Well, you know, talk to me about this particular case and what we're watching. You know, I always say that the sentencing isn't really about the perpetrator and the convicted, but it's about the victims' families.
It is about the victims' families, and you really see a lot of emotion. This is an incredibly sad case. You just look at the girl, and she looks so young and naive and sweet, and he took advantage of that, and he, as the mother said, he treated her like trash. I think we saw that the sentencing hearing in the Koberger trial was actually very rare because the judge didn't step in and say, don't talk to the defendant when you're in it, because the judge had to step in a few times and say, please direct your remarks to me.
And you're speaking of Steve Gonzalez, Kaylee's father, who turned the podium, and then the sister also gave that statement.
It's unusual for some jurisdictions, for sure. You talked about just how she was treated. This feels like the worst of the worst. Prosecutor said he even disgraced her after killing her. I mean, there are pieces of her that have never been located. How in the world is the defense going to convince a judge that he deserves any kind of parole, any kind of release into community supervision? But he is young.
He is young, and I think that, as we've seen, like with the Menendez brothers, right, they were convicted of a serious, heinous crime where they killed their parents, but then they became these model prisoners. So I think that that is probably, you know, what the defense attorney would have to focus on, is allow him 20 years to rehabilitate himself and prove himself, so that way he can eventually be paroled and go out of the system and not and give him that right. I mean,
if he deserves it. We will see what the judge decides in this case. Stay with us, Jessica. Stand by. When we come back, we're going to hear from someone on the defense's side, Maxwell Anderson's father. Plus, our own Kelly Graff is going to